Decomposition. The carbon and nutrients in dead organic matter are broken down by a group of processes known as decomposition. Approximately 90% of terrestrial NPP goes directly from plant to decomposer. Decomposition process can be separated into three categories. It includes leaching, fragmentation, and chemical alteration by dead organic matter. And here the process of decomposition is started by these organisms. As water moves through dead organic matter, it dissolves and carries with it the water soluble components. These are then taken up by organisms in the soil, react with mineral soil, or are transported beyond the confines of the ecosystem. Leaching is more important in wet environment and much less important in dry ones. Fragmentation process break organic material into smaller pieces and thereby exposing new surfaces for colonization by microbes, say cuticle or bark exoskeleton. Fragmentation process which break through these protective layers accelerate the rate of microbial decomposition. Here, please remember the decomposers are mainly the fungi and the bacteria. And here you can see that how the things are happening. Sunlight, energy source, rain, that is precipitation. Then comes the people, animals, then eating maple syrup, trees, then leaves are falling, roots taking up water from the soil, and here animals eating plants, and then again these undestroyed plants reaching to the forest floor, leaves falling, plants are dying, animals excreting and dying, ultimately reaching to the soil, and roots are taking up the water for the plants, and ultimately these organic matter is broken down, and that is the nutrients leaching into the soil and the nutrient leaching down. The chemical alteration of dead organic matter is primarily achieved through bacterial and fungal action. Fungal hyphae produces enzyme which can break through the tough outer structure surrounding the dead plant material. And you know, tough structure includes your bark, etc. They also produce enzyme which break down lignin. Lignin, you know, it helps in forming the mechanical tissue. Fungi can transfer carbon and nitrogen through their hyphal networks. The rate of decomposition is governed by three sets of factors, and they are the physical environment, which includes temperature, moisture, and soil properties. The quantity and quality of the dead material available to decomposers, and the nature of the microbial community itself. Temperature controls the rate of microbial respiration, and the higher the temperature, the faster is the microbial decomposition occurs. And you must have seen that the process of decomposition at higher altitude is less as compared to plains, and this is chiefly because of the temperature. Decomposition rates are low under wet or very dry condition. Decomposition rates are high in wet, moist conditions with adequate level of oxygen. You know, oxygen is required by the microbes to in the process of decomposition. Decomposition rates also tend to be slower in acidic soil. And here you can see these fungi, these are the mushrooms, and they are one of the decomposers, and the other picture showing how the decomposition is taking place. Substances like sugars and amino acids decompose readily and are considered as labile. Cellulose and hemicellulose, they are all polysaccharides which are broken down more slowly, are moderately labile. Compounds which are more resistant to decay, like lignin or cutin are considered as recalcitrant. Ecological pyramid. You know that concept of pyramid was proposed by Charles Elton in 1927, and that is why they are called as Eltonian pyramids. The pyramid of number in grassland ecosystem is upright, while in some tree ecosystem it is upright. You can see pyramid of biomass in terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem is upright, while in marine ecosystem it is inverted. You can see here the inverted pyramid in an aquatic ecosystem, and of course in the terrestrial ecosystem it is upright. Pyramid of energy is always upright. You can see here the energy pyramid. It has energy conservation, energy efficiency, and renewable energy. Nitrogen cycle. Ecosystem continually exchange energy and carbon with the wider environment. Mineral nutrients, on the other hand, are mostly cycled back and forth between plants, animals, microbes, and the soil. Most nitrogen enters the ecosystem through biological nitrogen fixation or through fertilizers. You can see the nitrogen cycle. Stage 1, ammonia is excreted. Stage 2, nitrosomonas bacteria converts ammonium compound to nitrite. Stage 3, nitrobacter bacteria converting nitrites to nitrate taken up by the plants. And stage 4, plants use the nitrates as a fertilizer. Nitrogen fixation was the major source of nitrogen for ecosystem. Nitrogen fixing bacteria either live symbiotically with plants or live freely in the soil. The energetic cost is high for plants which support nitrogen fixing symbionts, as much as 25% of GPP when measured in controlled conditions. Many members of the leguminous plants like pea, soya bean, and pulses family support nitrogen fixing symbionts. Some cyanobacteria are also capable of nitrogen fixation. Other sources of nitrogen include acid deposition produced through the combustion of fossil fuels, ammonia gas, anthropogenic nitrogen inputs account for about 80% of all nitrogen fluxes in an ecosystem. Now you can see the cyanobacteria, and they include Nostoc, Anabina, Olosyra, Tolipothrix, etc. Microbial decomposition releases nitrogen compounds from dead organic matter in the soil. Some soil bacteria use organic nitrogen containing compound as a source of carbon and release ammonium ions into the soil. And this process is called as nitrogen mineralization. Others convert ammonium to nitrite, as you have seen in the nitrogen cycle, and nitrate ions, a process known as nitrification. Nitric oxide, nitrous oxide are also produced during nitrification. Under nitrogen rich and oxygen poor condition, nitrates and nitrites are converted to nitrogen, just a reverse process. And of course, this process is referred as denitrification. And you can see how these nitrates to nitrites, then nitrous oxide, and then finally the nitrogen, and then the nitrates into nitrogen and water. Carbon cycle. Primary production is the production of organic matter from inorganic carbon sources. Overwhelmingly, this occurs through photosynthesis, as you must be aware of it. The energy incorporated through this process supports life on the earth. While the carbon makes up as much of the organic matter in the living and dead biomass, carbon constitutes 49% of the dry weight of the organism and is next to the water. Out of the total carbon of the biosphere, 6 into 10 to the power 14 kg in atmosphere, it accounts for about 29%, and about 14.5 into 10 to the power 4 kg, which accounts for about 71% in the hydrosphere, that is the aquatic ecosystem. The reserve pool is lithosphere, which has 2.8 into 10 to the power 21 kg of carbon in the form of graphite, carbonate, shell skeleton, and of course the fossil fuels. You can see here the major amount is there in the ocean. Then you have the vegetation, the atmosphere. Then from one side, you are getting the fossil fuel combustion and the industrial process and the global gross primary production and respiration. This is how the carbon cycle is operating.